some money.
Is that
on
how he
Cash
said it?
App. Yeah.
Hey, I'm hungry.
Well, actually, he said, "Can I ask you a question?" And I was like, "Oh, great."
He
I'm
started
gonna
it by
have to-
asking a question.
Right. Well, then I thought, "Oh no, he's gonna ask me out," and I was like, "How do I mean, where's he gonna take me? Right? He doesn't have a home. Who's he gonna take me out to eat with? What? I'm
Maybe.
gonna pay for it. Yeah.
All right, he's
so anyways,
working.
he said, "I'm so hungry. I don't get paid. Can you give me some money?" And so I'm like,
You would have
"Okay."
done it. Let's be honest. I'm sorry.
I mean, you don't
Maybe I
know.
don't know, but you're suggesting that it's a possibility. So go ahead.
So, anyways, I gave him some money on Cash App. I sent him like $25. Well, then that happened 3 more times. And I was like, look, you're making me
that sucks.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, thank you. So, yeah, I could definitely not do that. That would save me, what, $100 and something if I didn't give money to that man. So I ended up having to block him. It was a whole thing.
I have an exciting channel announcement, and it's one of the most exciting things we've done so far. By popular demand, we've launched a new tier to our channel memberships. There you'll get an exclusive audit that can't be found anywhere else. It's ad-free and completely uncensored on the first Tuesday of every month. On the second and fourth Tuesday of every month, myself and members of the company will be doing exclusive member live streams where we hang out with you and talk about whatever you want to live. And finally, on the third Tuesday of every month, we'll be posting a new behind the scenes podcast called Crewcast, where we'll be discussing everything behind the scenes at Hammer Media. And of course, this new tier gets access to all the badges, emojis, and the financial audit post-show. This is honestly going to be really fun, and I'm super excited. And we kicked it off this week with an exclusive couples audit and an updated office tour since we've expanded so quickly. Check it out, link in the description below and in the pinned comment. I mean, you try to be nice. I mean, that's what happens when you try to be nice. Sometimes people take advantage. I mean, it's good to do good deeds without any expectation of anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that's
just because
the
I feel
point,
like
but
I was in a situation where I was so broke, and now it's better. And so I know everybody's been there at some point. And I was grateful to the
Yeah.
people who helped me.
okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't have any money to give to literally benefit your own life for the sake of your daughters. So I don't think we're You can do volunteering. There's a lot of things you can do if you want to give back that isn't taking money out of your wallet. Now, don't get me wrong. I love that idea of donating to organizations or doing things that you tried to do, and sure, he may have started to take advantage of you and your heart, but you're able to give more over the course of a longer period of time if you get out of debt.
Right. So
And
like
have
when
it
I
from the
used to
emergency
be
fund.
rich, I used to.
You used to be rich?
Yes. Well, I mean,
What?
at the time it felt that way.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I made like what I make now, but had no kid and no bills basically.
Okay.
And it was great.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you need to make a
wait. I remember what I was going to say. So when I used to be rich, I would every time I got paid, I would find a GoFundMe and I'd donate money to it because it made me feel good.
Okay.
And so then I think maybe I've continued that, and I shouldn't have
You shouldn't have.
because now I'm poor.
You're poor, but I mean, a lot of these are just choices. Let's go through it. We haven't even gotten to your spending account yet. So on this interest-free card, you need to pay $406 a month.
Okay, sounds
a
good.
month, and that'll get you there. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, student loans. I mean, $60,000. What did you get? What's your degree in?
So I have 2.
Oh, good.
So my
You're a collector.
bachelor's degree is in forestry, and my master's degree is also kind of in forestry. It's in natural resource
Do you
management.
work in forestry? Oh.
No,
Okay.
I'm not using it.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Well, what I really wanted to do was non-formal science education, like a park ranger kind of.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that was my plan.
$60,000 a debt
But
to be
they
a park
don't.
ranger?
Yeah, because that's what I learned is they don't make very much money.
Yeah.
So when I got out of school, I got my dream job,
Which was?
like an outreach coordinator at a state forest,
Sure.
and I made $38,000.
Okay. But it's
Yeah.
that's just fresh out of school starting. That's okay.
Right, but then I quit that job
Oh.
to move with the guy I married
Mm-hmm.
for love.
What do you? Oh, and now you do like what was it? It was like legit. It was like processing something.
I design
Sorry, I
power
forgot.
lines.
Oh, you design power lines?
Yeah, so it's kind of like being an engineer a little bit, and also
Having
like
a degree definitely helps you get
Helps.
into a door, whether or not it's the applicable degree or not. But and then you did have work experience, so I'm not against it by any means. If you wanted to work What kind of school did you go to? Like, if you wanted to work if you know a job's going to be a lower paid job, that's when, if what we're trying to get for a degree leads to that lower paying job, we go about the degree in a cheaper way with community college and hopefully
Right.
paying cash for that. And then once we have to go to a 4-year institution, just in state.
Yeah. So when I first went to school, I went to school for ceramics. So forestry was the better choice, I think,
Okay.
between the two.
Yeah.
But I kind of accidentally got a master's degree, and
What the f- are you talking about? How do you accidentally do all this?
well, I couldn't find a job. And so then I was like, what? I guess I'll just go to grad school.
Okay, so that wasn't an accident. You just used that word like it's cute or something. Okay, I get it. So you purposely went to grad school and took out more debt.
Yes, because I thought it was my only choice.
Well, I'm allowed to gift tech certifications to course careers to guests. I don't think you need it. You're good. They're good resume boosters, but if you ever want it or need, you can gift it to someone if you'd like to. If you know
Okay.
someone who needs it.
Sounds good.
Get your 5-year-old to become an accountant to the accountant course.
Hopefully she's more
$60,000.
successful than me.
You're doing okay financially. You're just being a dumb
Yeah.
and irresponsible.
Yeah.
Because what?
Poor
4,000.
choices.
You're gonna be making $4,000 a month, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, net $50,000 a year rounded.
But the student loans, I pay them.
Yeah,
Because-
because you've like brought down your payment to like. Is it income based?
Yeah. I think
To
it's
$33.16 a month, which means
Yeah.
it's just accruing, it's accruing, it's accruing,
Right.
it's accruing, it's accruing, it's accruing. And the SAFE plan, that didn't that just get struck down by the Supreme Court? So like all these I'm not against joining any of these forgiveness plans or low payment plans, but the thing is, right now in the current political climate, like any kind of student loan type thing, it seems to just be getting struck down.
Yeah.
So it's so risky because what you're allowing this to do is these are close to 7% interest rates, which is terrible. You're just allowing this to accrue because you're paying no money towards it. Then any kind of hope for forgiveness, it just seems to be going further and further out the door, no matter the plan you're on almost, other than if you work in a nonprofit or the government.
Well, I might be wrong, but my plan all along was that I thought if you paid them on time for 25 years that they forgive the balance. That was my plan. That's what I've been doing so far. Because the thing is, like, I have good credit, so like it doesn't really matter that I have student loans. They don't affect me, right? They haven't prevented me from doing anything.
Well, they definitely add the amount of debt you have. They can add to your debt to income ratio.
Right, but somehow I have a good credit.
What's your credit? Well, yeah, you're a credit card person's dream. Dude, you're opening
something.
cards. You have a high balance. So I think your utilization is technically kind of low because one of your cards has a massive limit. But you're just...
So I've just been ignoring them.
your student loans?
But you have a better...
Why are the rates so high?
I don't know. Okay, so something weird happened. So I got all of those. Most of them, I think, are from my undergrad, right? It was like 18. And then it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
every semester I would just get more.
Private
and
school?
I went to private school briefly, yeah.
Okay. Go
And
ahead.
then I went, well, you'll be very upset to know this, but in the state of Georgia at that time, if you had good grades in high school, you got 4 years of tuition for free. So I lived off of those. I didn't pay for school with them. This,
Oh, are you kidding
but
me?
I also worked. So like I don't know how else
What?
I could have done it.
But how were you living though? Like, dude, in college, I lived on the cheap my first couple of years. I lived in this, my second year, I lived with my friends. One of whom actually runs the business, helps me run the business here now. But we were in these. It was 4 of us in these 2 micro closets, and we all were just stacked 2 each in these closets. The kitchen was a sink and nothing else. It was like we just lived cheap, and we got everything off-branded, borderline expired food. Not saying live life in a dangerous way, but it took you $60,000
yeah.
to live, no college expenses, just to live for 4 years. I don't think so. You could have lived a lot cheaper
Oh,
than that.
it was
That's
way-
dumb.
It was more than 4 years. It took me
How
a
many
long
years?
time to finish
How
school.
many years?
Maybe 8?
What the f- are you? What are you doing? You did 6 credits a semester?
Well, it's like no. I was full time the whole time, but I had to change my major
And nothing transferred?
in my 4th
Yeah,
year.
but that doesn't make any sense. In your 4th year, but it should have been like 2 more years, right? Because Gen Eds is 2 years.
Yeah, and then
so
I
it should have
went
been 2 years of dedicated stuff for. What did you change it again after the
No,
6th year?
then I went to grad school. So total
Oh.
8 years. Yeah. So from 2008 to 2016, I was in college full time. But what happened was,
Gosh, your life is full of just bad choices.
yeah. But so all the apartments I lived in, most I ever paid for rent was maybe $400, which is not very much.
Well, when you stretch it across 8 years, I mean, it's like, okay, I can kind of see it.
And
but you said you were also working during it, so it's like,
yeah, but just a little bit.
yeah, obviously,
part-time.
clearly not enough. Clearly
Yeah.
not as much as you could have.
But right. But I had a lot of fun. Like I traveled and yeah, I was really into backpacking, which is an expensive hobby. So I just spent a lot of money, but I didn't understand really what I was doing. But no, what really went wrong was in grad school. 20,000 of those loans are just for grad school. And I was a TA, so my tuition was paid for.
You're killing me.
I know.
That's insanity. This 60,000, what?
Something went wrong. So
Oh my.
I
What?
was under 26 or whatever. However old you have to be like be under your parents. So I needed my dad's information to fill out my FAFSA, whatever. And I went to do it for grad school, right? Because I had been doing it all along. You have to renew it every time. And he was like, "Oh, I haven't filed my taxes in 2 years." So I couldn't do it. So it's like 2 weeks before school is starting. I need all this money to pay, right? So I took out like a weird loan, and then I used the student loans to pay that off.
Oh my. Are you kidding me? So you took out like a private student loan?
It was like a Discover loan. I mean,
Personal
this
loan?
was a long time ago. It was like $7,000, but I paid it off. pretty
Here's an
quickly.
example, because I want you to be able to retire.
I know.
I want you to be able to retire. I want you to be able to take care of your kid instead of doing just weird things. Let's say you opened. I like to buy the S&P 500. So we're just doing that example. It's not investing advice.
Okay.
Let's say you opened a Moomoo app. You know, through my links in the description. You got the S&P 500, like I do, like constantly. I'm just like obsessed in buying it. That $60,000 you borrowed. Let's do 10% because that's its average return. By the time you're 59 and a half, it would be worth $800,000.
Oh, wow.
When instead you're just sitting here and allow the interest to accrue on their end, meaning they're making a giant return off of you, 7%.
But I just thought it would just go away.
What do you mean? What the do you mean?
I think it
what
does.
do you mean?
They told me after 25 years.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It just-
Sure,
it just
sure. But
goes
guess
away.
what? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So that
Yes.
was my plan.
Okay, well, I didn't know you meant about the plan that you signed up for. I see what you're saying. But guess what, dude? The different plans and all these different things, they're constantly changing. That's the only thing I feel.
Right.
I am not against someone with low income being in a low income program that gets forgiven after a while. But things like the SAVE plan, that just got struck down by the Supreme Court. The overall student loan forgiveness got struck down by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is a 5-3 conservative majority, and they are not in favor of a lot of the student loan programs that get kind of forgiveness. So the Department of Education, you know, they put out these new programs, which they are able to at least put out, but the Supreme Court's like, we're not doing that. I'm just nervous of how in flux this is. And let's say you're going for, you know, it could be forgiven in like a decade, just for an example. Okay, you know, next presidency could be Trump. In his Department of Education, you know, was DeVos last time. What if she came back this time and she was just like, I don't like any student loan forgiveness. Everyone needs to pay the 10-year thing. And that's the only version that we offer, because they can put those directive forward. You know, whether or not the
Right.
Supreme Court allows that, you know, there's a lot of different things. The thing is, it's just always in a flow depending on who's the administration at the time and what the Supreme Court makeup is. The student loan thing, it's been such a roller coaster just within a couple of years. And you're just betting so much on that. I hope that works for you. I do. And I'm not necessarily even against that. But you're betting a big bet on that because you're losing 7% because you're just not putting any money towards it. $33 a month is nothing.
But then what's the other choice?
You pay it?
I mean, but that's more than I make in a year.
Buddy, my first real job, now granted your student loans were about $15,000 more than mine, but my first adult job out of college was $32,000 a year. I could make commission on top of that, and I ended up doing very well. But until I did very well, it's just that $32,000 a year, because I didn't apply for any program. I was just paying my minimum payment, which was $500. You'd probably be closer to like $650. Buddy, you're flying $500 a month
For love.
For love. You can pay, this is a responsibility you have. You're making that choice. You could pay it if you wanted to.
But I don't want to.
There it is. It's just you're
But
an
just
irresponsible
those.
34-year-old child. You're 14.
But
That's what it is.
just when it comes to the
Congratulations. You're
student
14. Good job. I'm proud of you. What a mom.
I mean,
You're just not acting like an adult there.
that is true.
And that's really irritating. Because, I mean, that was it. That's it. That was it. You admitted it. You finally admitted it after this entire conversation. You have admitted it. You just don't want to. It
But
is
I
you
was-
acting like a child and being immature. And that is all I need to know, because that is you. That is how you're living this whole thing. And I'm not surprised throughout the different stories and all these different things. That is how you're doing it. Using student loans to pay for everything that's not even paying for school. Taking out that extra loan, using student loans to pay it off. The whole thing that we're not going to go over all that again. And then just accidentally opening a car, accidentally going to grad school, all this stuff. You just don't care. You're just going through life so immature with a lack of care. But there is, let's just say you don't care, and that is fine. So you're just whatever. You're deciding that your life is just whatever happens. But you do have a 4, soon to be 5-year-old, and they did not have a choice to come into this world. And you have a responsibility to give them the best life possible. But you are choosing your chaos, your immaturity, your fun, your just whatever you want to do is more important over them, over their life, over the life that you can give them. And that is honestly sad in my opinion. And that's why that when I just said, what a mother, that was too far. I'm sorry. That was just an instant anger reaction. But that's what I'm feeling based on what you're saying and what you've said throughout this, because you're putting your immaturity over giving them the life they could have. And that is legitimately upsetting to me. And that should be upsetting to you.
Yes. But when I said I don't want to, I was specifically talking about the student loans.
Yes, I get it. That's one thing. Why do you think you are entitled to I don't want to? The kind of logic is that? There's a lot of things I don't want to do. Congratulations. It's not always my choice. You signed up for And I'm not saying I'm against forgiveness either, but just the I don't want to, that's just being an entitled little brat.
That's what everyone else is.
Bank of America, $4,000, $1,500 of it is in savings.
Well, I should tell you that today
Huh?
I got a text on the way here that said your balance has fallen below $100.
Oh my, what are we doing?
But I get paid on Friday, so it'll be fine.
Living paycheck to paycheck.
It'll go up to like $1,800.
$65,000 a year, paycheck to paycheck.
And I'm working from home now, so I'm not eating out as much. I'm doing better.
What's better?
Well, so before I was going into the office.
When did
every
you
day.
start working from home? Let's do that instead.
In June. So I was hybrid.
Okay.
Always.
Okay. All right. Well, this.
Like
not all.
Middle
this.
of June.
Okay.
So my office flooded, so I have to work from home, and so I'm not going out to eat every day.
But so you're going back to the office
Well,
once it's unflooded.
Yes. So I was
That's the
hybrid
deflood.
always, but I like to work in office because it's more fun.
Never heard anyone say that.
Well, there's like people there to hang out with.
You're an extrovert.
I'm the personality hire.
The personality hire.
Yeah, it's like that's why they keep me around. Comic relief. Right?
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm working from home, so I don't go into the office because there's not an office anymore at Flooded, but I go to meetings and stuff 2 days a week now. And so sometimes I eat out those 2 days, but as opposed to 5.
You know what we do here for fun at this office? Why we encourage everyone to come here?
Sandwich.
Apparently we gamble. We actually haven't done that yet, but we're going to do it in the post show. You, me,
Okay.
and Noah, we're going to gamble. I don't know what it means, but that's what I was
Like a
told we're going to
slot
do.
machine?
I actually have absolutely no idea what's happening, but we will find out that we're going to gamble.
I'm very
And then
unlucky.
honestly, since usually the post show is more the T-zone, I have a million more questions to ask about your situationships and weirdness.
I'm
But
very
I'm saving that for that because I try to save the finances for this, even though it's not always possible. And I'm sure he has questions too because he knows more things than me because he does all the interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just exploring.
We know each other very well.
Okay.
I don't like this lore that we've got going on that we're building.
right.
I mean, we could know each other better.
you know you have a boyfriend.